What's up, y'all? Stay on mind. I'm back with another Power Book Full Force. Season 3 theory and prediction, alright? And I want to theorize the possibility of D-Mac or Marshall, or D-Mac and Marshall, doing what no one is expecting, and I don't see anyone speaking on this. So allow me to be the pioneer of this, right? Nobody's paying attention to the fact that D-Mac and Marshall could very well possibly end up killing Shanti and Jernard, Shanti or Jernard. And not only doing that, rebelling against all the older guys in Chicago and starting their own drug operation. No one is paying attention to this, all right? With what seems to me is D-Mac would be like Tommy, right? And Marshall, who seemed to be more level-headed than the first season, right? And has a bit more street wisdom than D-Mac, would be more like number one. I'm not going to say more like Ghost, because people hate when you do Ghost comparisons, but like the number one, the brains. But then, they focused more on the intelligence of D-Mac in season 1 than season 2. So it could go either way with who be number 1 and number 2. But here's the thing, right? Marshall already has shown himself in the show to be somebody who gets privy to critical and confidential information. Like when he was able to find out who killed Leon and how Diamond wanted Mad Dog dead and all this information. And even though he chose to give D-Mac a gun, which he shouldn't have did, but every homie is going to do that. He's going to give his man a gun if he got an extra. But he was the person who told D-Mac that, which was the catalyst for D-Mac going to kill Mad Dog, which leads to the RDs possibly breaking the coalition and going to war with CBI, okay? Going into season 3, Marshall is going to feel... We have to see how he feels about Mad Dog dying because of him. We have to see where Marshall's head is at. But Marshall is going to be somebody who feels responsible for that happening, but also responsible for protecting his clear and obvious best friend. Both of these guys seem to be parentless, as you got Marshall coming into an apartment that seems to be a 1-bedroom that D-Mac is in. There's no parents in sight. Maybe their parents crackheads, who knows, right? But they're not around. We could very well see Marshall say, I'm protecting my mans. Him and D-Mac could get to a point where they say, okay, so it's out in the street, obviously, because you killed Mad Dog in broad daylight. Everyone knows that D-Mac killed Mad Dog. The RD's gonna want D-Mac's head, regardless of what Jernard said. You're wait for King Kilo to come home and all this, right? Glenn Big Baby Davis might be in jail. We might not even see him. So if they don't recast him, they're gonna alternate that situation anyway. But we could see D-Mac hide for a little bit, and because D-Mac is a wild boy, he's gonna say, yo, I'm not hiding no more. I'm going outside and whoever wanted could get it. Now, once they decide to get rebellious like that, right, and get sturdy like that, now, what if, because we know the information is going to come out, somehow, some way, people are going to find out that Jernard offered D-Mac up to the RDs and King Kilo. That information is going to come out. And once that information comes out, now you're going to have D-Mac, right? Someone who all he wanted to do is be CBI. He killed a cop protecting Diamond, the leader of CBI, and Uncle Tom. Then he killed Mad Dog, who Diamond wanted dead and was gonna do something at some point anyway. He's gonna say, I've been nothing but loyal to CBI. And then the brother of the big dog of CBI wants to have me killed or kill me and bring my body to King Kilo or all this other wild stuff. You can have the young boys doing what young boys really do in the street and say, we wilder than these old niggas. We don't want to do what y'all do. Why don't we do our own thing? Why don't we do our own thing? You could possibly see Marshall and D-Mac plan to kill Jernard and Shanti's showstopper page and be successful in killing at least one of them. And let me explain to y'all how this could happen, okay? This would be relatively easier than you might expect. Why? Because Marshall and D-Mac walk into this situation being the underdogs. You know what I mean? They're little dudes. They're little dudes in the eyes of everyone else. Everyone else has all this other stuff going on. They don't view Marshall, D-Mac, all the lower rank guys as threats. They too high up on their pedestal, right? Speaking on like Jernard, Diamond, all of them. All of them. They wouldn't see D-Mac or Marshall as threats. Then you could have Jernard is somebody who he might try to put Marshall under the wing. Mess around and try to get Marshall to go against D-Mac. D-Mac could agree with it, right? Just to line Jernard up to get killed. One of these young boys could end up killing Jernard or Shanti. The way this series is going and all the extra complex stuff that gotta go on, I don't think both Shanti and Jernard make it to season 4. I think one of them will die. And the one most likely to die would probably be Shanti. Right? They could easily write in a bunch of other girl bosses. But the character of Jernard is top 2 or 3 best characters on the show. He has depth to his acting, and we have to see Dopehead Jernard again. And they may not rush. If they're gonna bring Dopehead Jernard again, the number one reason for him to relapse would have to be a death. The death that can make him relapse is Shanti or Diamond, but they're gonna keep Diamond around for a while. I think what they plan to do with Diamond is he gonna be Demon Diamond for a little while longer, but he's gonna eventually get back to that, yo, I don't wanna do this. I don't wanna kill nobody, this, that, and the third no more. I wanna get out the game, blah, blah, blah. But in the middle of all this happening, I believe we may see D-Mac and Marshall. Because mind you, if you go back to season 2, there's a lot of disgruntled people at the lower section, the lower tier of the hood. There's a lot of disgruntled people. A lot of people who don't like the way Diamond was moving, right? With Tommy. A lot of people who don't like the way Jernard was moving when he was on his dope ass stuff. You know what I'm saying? Still not over the fact that he crossed Diamond. Right? What if D-Mac and Marshall, they got with a bunch of young boys that they know, or just like them guys who Jernard had to fight with, and they jumped Jernard at the beginning of the last season. What if you get with those dudes? What if you get with Young M.A., the guy who Jernard raw? That's somebody who would have plenty motivation to kill Jernard. By the way, I thought the white boy was going to get caught with a chain and get killed, but that completely never happened. But all of these things could happen. What's not to say that D-Mac and Marshall kill Shanti or Jernard or both of them and start their own gang and say, the hell with all y'all old dudes, we doing this right here. Or just because they want to come up and make some money, right? They become jack boys. What's not to say? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.